Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here for the UFC 97 Redemption picks. First bout on the main card is going to be Steve Cantwell versus Louise Kane. Steve Cantwell is a former WEC champ. He's a good striker. In his UFC debut, we saw he was very good in his submissions as he broke Razak Al Hassan's arm. His only loss was to Brian Stann, a former WEC champ as well. Louise Kane, he's an excellent power guy. He's got excellent boxing. His hands are very, very crisp, and he's patient with them too. Thing I noticed in the Sokoju bout is that his chin is granite. Sokoju threw everything that he had at him, and he just didn't flinch at all. He just waited until Sokoju tired himself out, and then pounced on a tired Sokoju. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but we have not seen him use his ground game yet in the octagon. So I'd like to see Cantwell's ground game match up with Louise Kane's ground game, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be Louise Kane by TKO in the second round. Second bout up is going to be Chet Congo versus Anthony Hardonk. This fight is very, very interesting to me. It might as well be a K1 bout because, let's face it, this fight isn't going to go to the ground. They're both strikers. They both have probably the best leg kicks in the heavyweight division. They both have terrible ground games. Though they have been working on it, it has been evident in the fights that they have both lost that their ground games are suspect. This is going to be my upset pick of the night. I'm going to take Hardonk because he matches up very well against Congo. And the third fight is going to be Krzysztof Sosinski versus Brian Stann. Krzysztof, coming off The Ultimate Fighter, he's a Team Quest guy. He's very experienced, has a lot of fights under his belt. He's a decent striker, and he's improving his jiu-jitsu. Training at Team Quest, you know he's getting beat up every day by Dan Henderson, Sokoju, Mayhem Miller. They have a lot of guys there. Brian Stann, he's got knockout power, and he's never gone the distance. He also is a former WEC champ. He's very exciting to watch, very wild. But I'm going to go with Brian Stann on this one just because I think he's fought the better competition than Krzysztof has. But it wouldn't surprise me if Krzysztof took this one. So I'm going to go Brian Stann in first round TKO. The co-main event of the night is Chuck Liddell versus Mauricio Shogun Rua. It's very interesting. There's a lot to lose in this fight for both guys. With that said, I hope that they both put on a good show, whether they win or lose. I hope it's a really good fight so that it proves that both guys are still relevant in that division. Chuck is aging. He's had a long layoff since that Rashad Evans fight. He's got excellent takedown defense, and we all know he still has his power. I thought he was a little bit too aggressive in that Rashad Evans fight. Towards the end of the first round, you could see Rashad had his timing, was getting his timing down, and slipping Chuck's punches. I'd like to see Chuck get back to the counterpuncher that he is, because that's really where he has the most success, is sprawling and then counterpunching. Shogun, the guy is aggressive. I don't think I've ever seen him back up in a fight. He's always coming at you. He's got excellent submissions on the ground. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got excellent leg kicks. The knee bar that he gave Randleman in their Pride fight was freaking nasty. It looked like he was going to snap Randleman's leg in two. Everybody's questioning his stamina. I think, he's had 2 knee surgeries. Plus, with that pace that he sets, it's almost nearly impossible for anybody to get tired, which is why in this fight, I hope he kind of takes the Rashad fight and actually the Rashad angle and becomes a little bit more strategic in his arsenal. With that said, I honestly don't know who to pick in this. The only way I can pick this is that Shogun's going to get tired. I don't want to say that, but evidence in his past 2 fights is that he's going to. So I'm going to take Chuck with a late second round stoppage. Either that or Chuck's going to take a decision. But I would like to see both guys put up a good performance because I'm still a big fan of both guys. Main event, Anderson Silva versus Thales Leites for the middleweight championship of the world. There's really not much breakdown to this fight I can do. Anderson is better in every aspect of the game. And yes, I think his jiu-jitsu is better as well. I respect the guys that Anderson got his black belt under, the Nogueira brothers, than Thales' jiu-jitsu. Anderson's a way better striker. I actually thought if Thales Leites wouldn't have had some help in the Nate Marquardt fight, this would be Nate Marquardt fighting Anderson again. Because, in my opinion, Nate Marquardt won that fight. So I'm going to take Anderson in either first or second round stoppage. I just don't see anything bad happening to him in this fight. I think Patrick Cote was more of a threat to Anderson than Thales Leites was. But with the main event, you always want to see a good fight. So hopefully it's a good fight. There's my picks for UFC 97 Redemption. Hope y'all enjoy. Have a good one.